All right, it is now time for the Week 9 Fantasy Show. We will start out with talking about a few trades that have happened, including a pretty giant blockbuster right before the show today. But first, before we get into that one, we had the other day where Zombie traded away Deontay Harris and Damian Harris to Pussy and got Jamar Chase and a bunch of other shit, Ronald Jones and Randy Bullock in return. Kind of a surprising deal. Pussy's not here yet, so he can't comment. But Zombie, any comments on your trade getting the boy Chase? I'm sure you didn't you have him at one time and now you got him back.
Yeah, I drafted him.
Yeah, so you basically
For,
traded him back for him back now.
yeah, fucking Pusa. I bet I'm getting sick and tired of trading with Pusa. All he cares
Oh,
about is his fucking computer and his fucking numbers. This
oh,
bullshit.
okay. So basically, you're saying you can't rape him because of his numbers.
Yeah, he's being a little pussy.
Mm, mm.
Hence the
Well, I
name.
mean,
Hence
he
his name.
he likes the trades that he likes. I mean, the numbers thing, some people get a little too worked up about because the numbers can be wrong, just like anybody's numbers. So
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he has to like the players he's getting in a trade that you offer, or he's not going to do the trade. So it just
I
makes
mean,
him a little less hard to rape
didn't he
unless the
trade
numbers are
with
completely wrong.
did he trade with Cheese for or who got Chubb or who did Cheese get Chubb
Yeah,
from?
in the next trade after that, which happened later on, he traded away Deontay Johnson, Nick Chubb, and Odell Beckham, and got Peterson, AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones, and Chase Claypool, who might be hurt, but it might not be as bad as everyone thought that night.
And
So
Chubb is out.
he got rid of his boy Chubb once again. So now this is the second time now he's ended up drafting Chubb, then trading Chubb away, then trading for him back, and now trading Chubb again. I wish Pussy was here so he could comment on that. But yeah, it's an interesting deal. Cheese has gone into a mass panic over the last couple
Not panicked.
days. I
It's
mean,
just over.
your
My
comments that
team
you've
is
been
cursed.
making are mass panic comments. So you traded away your top dog,
He's
Aaron
very
Jones.
calm. He's very
Okay.
calm.
I'm
Any
nothing to worry about, but I'm
comments?
not going anywhere.
Oh, you're not. So you have given
He
up completely on this season, huh?
Yeah, I'm cursed.
he
Oh,
picked
you're
up Eli
cursed.
Manning and
Fantasy
Marshawn
curse.
Lynch.
Fantasy cursed, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, and then
I
looking.
get I get good a wide receiver and running back, and Patrick Mahomes plays like he's 50 years
Mhm.
old.
Mm. Well, you know,
What am I supposed to do?
players have their ups and downs during a season, you know, that's just what
I
happens.
love his wife and his brother. They are great, great people.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least I'm gonna win my bet when the
Uh,
Giants make the playoffs and the football team
what?
lose 15 games.
The Giants make the playoffs?
Have a
Okay.
nice
Well, we'll
night.
see in your
Jeez.
NFL predictions here pretty soon if you switch out your Giants, because I believe you had them winning the division in your playoffs, which we'll look at those rankings here in a minute. But Zach made a trade with Ernie, surprisingly. A small trade, but one that was very
That was
surprising.
canceled.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was canceled. You're right.
Jesus.
Lol, Ernie trolled you. It would have been a good deal for you, I think, Zach, if only Ernie didn't
That's
cancel
why
it
he
right
canceled
away.
it. He did.
Okay, okay. Let's see. Looking elsewhere, Tyler. Your team has been struggling lately, but you make a deal with Bill that apparently Bill didn't even know or realize today that you accepted somehow. I don't understand how
Well,
that
he sent it
happens.
to me at like 8 a.m., so I didn't see
Huh.
it. And I looked at fantasy and I
Uh,
accepted it with 5 minutes. I
oh,
like it.
okay. So you're happy with the deal, huh? You get Josh
I
Jacobs.
start all three of those players this week
Start all three. Okay. What?
because I
You're
don't
gonna
have
start
starts.
both Buffalo running
I'm gonna
backs?
start both the running backs because the
Isn't the
Jets.
one hurt?
I mean, they both could play. If they both play, I'm
So
starting
you're
Moss
them.
is
gonna
in
so you're gonna
concussion
start
protocol.
both the Buffalo running backs and Josh Jacobs this week. Okay.
That
Interesting.
seems like a bad plan.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see in the
I mean,
preview.
who else would I
I
start?
I I think it's a
Or
good plan.
Pascal?
I think it's a good plan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Tyler,
Interesting.
enter my
But you
DMs.
do you do get rid of Robbie Anderson, who apparently Bill wanted, and James Robinson, who is injured.
Actually, Jesus Christ.
So interesting. I'm surprised Bill made this deal. I know he's been talking highly about Josh Jacobs all year. I'm
I
surprised
think
he.
I like
Tyler
that
got the
trade.
better end.
I'm a big fan of that trade for
Yeah.
Bill.
Wait. What'd you say, Zombie?
I think Tyler got the better end.
Tyler got the better end. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would tend to agree. I think
I think
I
think that Bill has so many wins he can afford to wait for J-Rob to get healthy.
yeah, I think that's his thought process is he doesn't
J-Rob's
need
better
Jay
than JJ.
Robinson right now, but it's always dangerous when you have a strong team and you make a trade like this to gamble on the future. But we'll see what happens with that down the road because obviously, like you said, Bill is just going to wait on James Robinson, and Tyler can't really afford to. So we'll see what happens. And then the blockbuster right before the show started tonight between Zombie and Slaps. Zombie trades away A.J. Brown, Marlon Mack, T.Y. Hilton, Dalvin Cook, and Alexander Madison. All those going to Slaps. Slaps trades away his star top wide receiver Cooper Kupp, Jamal Williams, Pat Firemuth, Alex Collins, and Chris Carson. So Slaps definitely upgrades at running back, assuming Cook is still playing and Alexander Madison is still there as a backup in case. And then, he trades T.Y. Hilton and Marlon Mack away, or gets those two for basically Jamal Williams, who's a backup, and Pat Fryermuth, who's a decent tight end. He's been having good games. The bigger thing is, Zombie gets a better wide receiver and star wide
Great
receiver in
trade,
Cooper
Slaps.
Kupp for A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown has potential to be very good, but he's been way more inconsistent than Cooper Kupp. But I think it's a good trade for Slaps. I think it could be very good for Zombie if Pat Firemuth keeps doing good and if Carson comes back and looks like a good running back. I think it could work out for Zombie in the long run, but at the moment, I think it's a better deal for Slaps. But, times and things can happen. Dalvin Cook could get injured. Any of these things can happen. A.J. Brown could get injured again, so there is some risk on that side of things. It definitely, I think, it'll help Zombie this week with getting Kupp against me having Stafford. So we'll see what happens with that. But Slaps, your comments on this giant deal.
I mean, I really, really, really didn't want to trade away Cup.
But you put him on the block.
No, I put him on the block. If you'd let me finish, the reason I put him on the
Slap
block,
him.
the reason I put him on the block was because they're on a bye next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm still hopeful because I will never completely back down. And
So you're okay. So you still have hope that you can make the playoffs with 2 wins.
well, I mean, if I made trades to try and go all out now. Like
Okay.
I
Let's
need
be
to win
honest,
them
he's the
back in.
best 2-win team here, okay?
Okay, there is only 2.
By a mile.
I mean, I don't even think I'm the best 2-win team. I think I've got one of the best teams in the league just now.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Look,
Alright.
I will agree.
No
I do
comment,
like Slaps'
DMs.
team. He's done a great job of turning around. It's just, is it too little, too late?
It is too late.
Okay.
It is too late. But
He's
this
in
is
such a
the-
big
the re-
hole. If he was Tyler, right? If he was where Tyler was at with 4 wins,
Yeah.
and he had this team,
Okay.
easily back in.
Yeah,
time.
exactly. So
He
in my
needs to just
position,
rip off wins. Just wins.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
and
the
I'm
same thing
making
could be said
trades
for
to-
you,
to-
Cheese, so I don't know why you're
Yeah, but
giving up.
I have no faith this will happen.
Because Jesus' team is fucking dog shit.
It's not.
Okay,
How am
well.
I supposed to know that Patrick Mahomes is gonna play like
Then send them to me.
an old
Lol,
man
okay.
for 3 weeks in a row?
Brittany,
So-
No,
so
I
I'm-
can't trade him because I
and
won't get fair value.
Jackson Mahomes.
Okay, all
I
right.
made-
Well,
I
sounds
made the
Love
trade.
those people.
I made
Yeah.
the trade with the intention of still trying to win games, and if I
Yep.
kept Cooper Kupp and Darrell Henderson for next week, they're both
Mhm.
on bye, then I'm screwed. I've got no chance of winning next week. So I'm making these trades to try and win games each week, and I got a good price on Cooper Kupp, and yeah, I had to take it. So
Gotcha. All right, Zombie, from your standpoint, you get rid of your star top running back, which I know doesn't bother you at all because you fucking won the league the past years with shit running backs, and going the star wide receiver approach once again, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get Henderson from Slaps, but he was being a little bitch and wouldn't give him to me.
Well,
So
I'm glad he
then-
didn't because Carson and Collins giving those up is way better than giving up Henderson.
yeah, listen, I've told him my price on Henderson.
Oh.
He knows my price. So
Okay.
and
All right,
then
but
Come back to
so
my
you're
price.
happy with this deal then, Zombie, for yourself?
yeah, I got the boy Diggs, the boy Cup, and Chase now.
Okay.
And I mean, I
And
was trying to
no-
negotiate with a bunch of people, but Cheese was being a little sad bitch in the DMs, so
I'm not
he wasn't
trading
an
Nick Chubb for
option.
AJ Brown. No.
So he wasn't an option. Then I went
Okay.
to Pusa, and then he came out with his numbers.
Mhm.
And then I went to Pook, and he was like, "Fuck off."
Holy, that's a waste of time.
You didn't
And then
even
I went-
counter my offer. What the fuck?
Ooh.
And then I
Who
went
went
to.
Ooh,
Jesus.
ooh,
Waste of time.
fellas.
Jesus.
Wow,
Wait,
you
so
didn't
I'm
tell
up
me.
your
Slaps,
running
DM,
backs now. Your
slaps,
running backs
DM.
are
Oh,
Brandon
yeah.
Bolden and Chris Carson.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I mean, Zombie,
Yeah,
you should have seen his running backs last year in the
GFYG.
semifinal against me. They were even worse, and he still
I
got
think,
10 points from each of them.
I think Wilson's gonna be the number one again once he get like back into the fold. Cause Shanahan always loves Wilson. Zach's
Okay.
$100 man, more like
Shanahan
$0
loves
man.
the $100 man more now.
Okay. All right. Well,
Mike Shanahan
we'll see
can
what happens
GFY.
with that. Let's see. Looking at real quick, there was a little bit of money spent this week. It was really just one. I think it was like a $20 bid by
I
Pussy
don't know why
on
Bill spent so
Devontae
much on
Freeman.
Titan defense.
Yeah, and Bill got $13 bid on the Titans defense. That was a little surprising as well. Other than that, kind of just single dollar, $6, $4, not too much else going on. But Devontae Freeman for Baltimore, $20. That's interesting as they have a bunch of running backs, but he has been looking halfway decent. So we'll see what happens with that. Did anybody now go to $0 besides the three? Nope, everyone still has money besides the three people that went
How the
broke the
fuck do you
previous
guys
weeks.
still have money?
What do you mean?
How do these people still have money? There's nothing
I
left.
have no
Because it's
idea,
good to
Zombie.
have
So
a
you
few
don't
dollars to
overpay by like
spend.
$50 for players.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for someone to really want
Listen.
someone and then spend all my money on it.
The only person
You think
I'd
Pusa should have
say
went all in on Freeman when he could have got him for like 20?
the only person that I would say is a little shocking is Matt with $93. But he did the same strategy last year, if you remember. He had a ton of money at the end of the year, and then he spent all of it on Claypool at the end of the year. So maybe he's gonna
That was like
do that same
midway through. That
approach.
wasn't even at the end of the year.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I can
maybe he's gonna do that approach again
Yeah,
this
there's
year
no one
because
like
I don't know
Blackberry
why
this year.
he's the only one that I think has too much money. Everyone else is in the middle to bottom end range, which it's still I think decent to have a few bucks to splash on different players. But all right, well, looking at last week's results real quickly here. We'll start with my matchup versus Matt, and this went kind of how I expected as I fall to Matt 94 to 138. He picks up a big win at 4-4 to put him to 5-4, slides me back to 5-4. Only one game up now on all the 4 and 5 guys. Unfortunately, I had too many players with question mark issues, either hurt issues and didn't get involved in the game, like CeeDee Lamb, or had some players that did not perform like I thought they might, as well as Christian McCaffrey comes back and didn't get the full workload and only got 14. And Stafford, with his worst game of the year, did not help as well. On Matt's side, just a solid performance from his team as Lamar Jackson got him 30 huge points. Darnell Mooney also had 20 on Monday night, which he didn't even need. And his running backs did average enough to beat me. So GG's to Matt. As his team is definitely peaking. He's a guy that started 0-3 this year and has brought it all the way back to 5-4 now. So credit to him. His team is pretty solid. He's definitely a team to look out for as we go down the stretch here. In a good position to make the playoffs. And yeah, so we'll see what happens with both these teams moving forward. They're both kind of right on that fence, just barely above all that pack of 4 and 5. So going forward, these next few weeks will be big for both of our teams. Moving on.
I looked it up, and
Yes.
Matt spent $90 on Chase Claypool October 15th of last year.
Okay, so that, yeah, last
October
month.
15th, really?
Yeah, that was last month. So it was middle of the season. Pook was right. So we'll see if he does something like that. If some player comes out, I don't know why else he'd keep $93 unless he's going to save it for some player that ends to break out or looks like maybe there'll be a player down the stretch here that comes out of nowhere and is on the waivers. But waivers are dry other than that. Moving on to the next matchup, we had Pook versus Cheese, and as Cheese already alluded, he has been defeated, and he was defeated against Pook as Pook picks up a big win, 118 to 98, sends Cheese now to 7 straight losses after his 2-0 start. Now 2-7 at the bottom of the pack. Now
Can we make it
Slaps has
8?
overtaken him with points 4, I believe. And Pook 4 and 5 in that pack right around the playoffs. Still has a great chance to make it. And his team has been looking better over the previous few weeks. Decent, solid performance. Pook, your comments on your victory over Cheese?
I need my hero to come back.
You need your hero to come back. Antonio Brown. Is he going to come back this week?
He came out. He got out of his walking boot, but
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's not back this week. There's no way he
Oh.
plays.
Okay, well, you need him back. We'll see if he comes back.
I need him
Ayuk,
back.
that trade you made with Ernie for the Ernest Johnson, it worked for Ernie the first week, and then it worked for you this week as he got 18 points. Looked pretty solid. On Cheese's side, as Cheese alluded to, Patrick Mahomes disappointing once again. 10 points, not
He
looking
made sure to
great.
feed Kelsey though. so
Yeah,
that's-
Nick
that's
Chubb
fun.
did have a great game though for you, but that was really your only highlight as the 49ers defense, who you started against Arizona in that backup. The backup did just fine, got -2 points. DJ Moore once again with another disappointing game. Cheese, your comments after
First,
the defeat?
If I had not made the trade, I would have scored like 60 points. So
Okay,
I
all right.
literally there's nothing. I literally could not have won that week no matter what I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing to do, and I can't trade anybody because I'm not gonna get fair value. And I don't want to give Patrick Mahomes to
I
somebody.
mean,
when he
Chubb
literally
has
comes back.
value in my opinion. I think
I don't wanna
Deontay
gift them.
Johnson has value.
I want to gift these players to somebody when they come back and do amazing the last couple of weeks. So if I
Okay.
get a fair offer, I consider it. But I'm not trading Jalen Hurts and Marquez Callaway for Mahomes.
Ooh.
Good try.
that's probably
No
the
surprise.
best trade you'll get.
I'd rather
I
keep him
don't
on my
know
team
about
than Rod.
that. Pook's offers are never the best that you can get.
I mean, is anyone else
Okay.
offering him a quarterback that's as good as Jalen Hurts?
I'm just gonna keep him on my team to Rod. That's it.
the
Okay.
number 2 quarterback.
All I
in
want to say is
the
Deontay
league.
Johnson. I traded for him. He has his worst week of the season. Ayuk had his best week of the season. Kelsey had
Yeah.
his best.
Remember
week
when
in a
Cheese
month.
gave away Hurts?
Waddle
is
had his
true.
best game in forever. Judy
Wait,
had
wait,
his team.
Tyler makes a good point there. You know, you did trade Hurts to Pook for
Yeah,
pennies.
but Mahomes was putting up 30 a week
Okay,
at that
but now
time.
look at Mahomes. I mean, if you would have just
How am I
held,
supposed to know
hold
that?
on, okay, you shouldn't know that, but that meant
There's
that
no, there's
hold on,
no,
that
no,
brings
he
it
was never
back.
gonna trade for Hurts though.
That brings it back.
He only
No,
traded him because
he
I wanted
had
him.
Hurts. He had Hurts
no,
as
he
his
was never-
backup.
No, he didn't. He only traded for him because I wanted him.
Yeah, that was it. That was the
Tyler
only
wasn't
reason.
gonna give me what I want, so I made Cheese trade for him and then
Okay.
trade him to me. Cheese
Okay.
wasn't gonna
s-
trade
but
for
he
him if
just
I didn't
gifted
want
him.
him.
So yeah, but then he knows you want him, and he went out and did the dirty work for you, and then didn't get
Yeah.
anything for his work. Like,
He
what is
got
the
AJ
point of that?
Dillon.
What is the point of that? He's
I
he.
mean, what's the point? What's the point of the
He
conversation
coulda
now?
got
Because
Move on.
If you
not
traded
gonna
if you traded for Hurts and you keep him on
He's
your
not
bench,
gonna
then if
trade-
Mahomes went
Okay,
bad,
but
you
there's
still
no
have
point
him
in
as a
trade-
backup.
Okay, but he's not trading for Hurts if I don't ask him to. He has no reason to trade for Hurts at all if I don't say I want Hurts, then I'm gonna give you Dillon if you get him.
Okay.
That's the point.
So,
He's never gonna
so
get
basically,
Hurts.
what it comes down to is
Cheese
Cheese
is never getting
didn't have an
Hurts.
outlook that Hurts could be a good fantasy quarterback to want him.
No, Cheese was
Dynasty.
never gonna trade for Hurts if I didn't ask for him.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, moving on to the next matchup. As everyone, including yourself, Cheese, you're defeated, and basically you're going to let all your players rot on your team, which after a 2-0 start is a little disappointing. If I was you, you have some players on your team that still have value, I would be trying to wheel and deal. But anyways, moving on to the next. We had Pussy versus Hunter, and Hunter picks up a big win over Pussy. Pussy's still not here, right? He never joined? Nope.
He
No.
did not join.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently he's gone into hiding, even though he had some
Can't
huge
see it on the
announcement.
Discord though.
Had some. You can't.
Still on Cheese's
on.
and Pook's matchup.
That's weird. It should update, but hold on.
The stream has ended. Cricket noise. Let me DM my boy Pusa.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
All right. Well, Hunter picks up another win, moves to 8-1 on the year. 105 though, lower scoring game, 105 to 94. He was definitely beatable this week, but Pussy's team only puts up 94 points. Kirk Cousins did very well for him as a fill-in, but the rest of his team, besides Keenan Allen, did nothing. All like under 10 points.
Trash.
Disappointing for Pussy, as like I said, Hunter was definitely beatable this week, and he falls to him. Now Pussy has lost to Slaps and Hunter in back-to-back weeks. could he also
Could
lose?
Ernie do the
Yeah,
same
could.
thing next week?
Yeah, could Ernie beat him next week? I mean, if Pussy likes to think of himself as way better than these people that he has
This
been
week,
shitting
actually.
on, and if he loses to them, that's going to be hurt, and that hurts Pussy's playoff chances as well as he moves 4-5 in that pack. Hunter looking very strong for that possible number 1 seed. I mean, if you have a bad week and still pick up a victory and you're already only have 1 loss on the year, that's even better for his team. It's looking very strong. I'm sure his team will bounce back next week anyways, now that he has that James Conner, who looks like he's going to be a workhorse. 40 points on his bench he leaves, and he still wins. You got to make him pay. That's the only thing with Hunter is he has so many good players that he may start the wrong ones, and if he does, you need to make him pay, and Pussy did not make him pay this week. Anybody have any comments about Hunter's team? Or Hunter's chances of the
It's
number 1
perfect.
seed? It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
Whoa.
Zombie, moving on to the next matchup. This was the biggest one of the week as we had the battle of Michael Thomas versus Henry Ruggs. Zombie felt so confident that he was going to beat Zach that he's decided to make a deal with Zach that he would start Henry Ruggs if Thomas was starting on Zach's end, and it came back to bite him as Zach picks up a 84-71 point victory, falls Zombie back to 5-4. Remember, he's doing all that talking about getting a bye, and now he's 3 games back of that bye after Hunter wins and he loses. So it's going to look tough for Zombie to get that. Zach picks up a big victory, though, as he really needed it. Looked like he was the underdog, had to start Jacoby Brissett as well, who did nothing. Chase Edmonds got hurt, but he
Well, he
still...
gave me 8 points.
Yeah, he got you 8 points, which isn't that good for quarterback, Zach. I understand you had Danny Dimes before this, but I mean, Dimes got 16 that last week. But regardless, picks up a big win, moves you to 4-5, keeps you right in the mix. Zach, your comments after Michael Thomas and the Lord is on your side.
You know, Zombie, you screwed up when you let me start Michael Thomas, okay? It was always going to be a win. But I would just like to point out, even if we both had valid lineups,
Yes.
as you would like to say, I would still win.
Okay, that is true. If the players the Zombie would have started, would have gave you more than, or would have gave you enough to win. Zombie, your comments after a disappointing week. I mean, Herbert
His team
1
is
point,
trash.
Chase only 9.
Trash.
You had to put in a Buffalo backup tight end who did nothing. Josh Allen had his worst game of the year against a
Yikes.
horrible team in Jacksonville.
Yikes.
Now you've shipped off Cook. I mean, a lot of change in your team, and you're 5-4. Your comments?
I just caused Zombie to nuke his team.
Yeah, so it does look like it a little bit.
I mean, I wasn't gonna win anyway. Like, if you fucking struggle to beat Urban Meyer, like, you
Yeah.
struggle and you lose to Urban
My
Meyer.
boy
like,
Urban now,
that's-
2
that's-
wins.
That's embarrassing. There's no
Pull up the
chance.
stat on how everyone
me
views Zombie's
winning anything.
zombie schedule. Pull up the stats.
Oh. So everyone calling out Zombie's team, huh? Since
Oh,
if
okay.
everyone had their
How far
record,
back
they
do I
would
gotta
have better.
scroll back? How far back do I gotta scroll back?
You,
to find-
you literally have Marshawn Lynch on your team.
Okay.
Don't
I
worry
think that's
about it.
more for a meme, I think. But...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
All right. Well, Zombie, any thoughts now? You still think you have a chance to get the bye, or is that now over? You're just going to try to survive and make the playoffs?
I could get the bye, but I would have to win out.
Okay. You'd have to win out. All right.
I
Well, you
still
do have a
play
big one
Bill-
coming up
I
this
still
week with
play
me, so
Bill
it's
and
very
Hunter.
important. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that, but definitely not the result you were
You're
looking for against
delusional.
Zach. Moving on to the next matchup, and this was also kind of a shocker. Not so much that Slaps won, but how big of a margin he won. Ernie loses to Slaps 73-125 as Slaps once again puts up another good week and destroys Ernie, sends Ernie to 4-5, keeps Slaps alive with a 2-7, now back-to-back wins as he predicted. Keeps him with a chance. Slaps, your comments after a big win over Ernie.
Listen, since I made those big boy trades, I have had my lowest week was 106, I think,
Okay,
and
so it makes you
I
wonder
am
why you would
now,
make another big boy trade then if the first big boy worked out
as
so well for
aside
you.
from bye weeks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Didn't want to do it, but I had to do it.
Okay.
So I have done so, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping to continue the the winning streak.
All right, all right. Well, like I said, still in it, still have a chance. 2-7, not totally finished yet, as you have brought it back these last 2 weeks. Ernie, on the other hand, falls to that 4-5, keeps him right in that mix of the playoffs. But definitely, this was one I'm sure he would have liked to win. And then moving on to the final matchup of the week, the struggles continue for Tyler's team as once again puts up a low score, 74, falls to Bill in a wide margin, 129 for Bill. Bill now moves to 7-2, stays firmly above the pack, only one game back of Hunter. If Hunter slips up somewhere for that bye, his team is looking very good, although he did make a semi-big trade trading away Jacobs, so we'll see what happens with his team. Tyler, on the other hand, the struggles continue for your team. I know you haven't been here the last few weeks to talk about your struggling team, but your comments after a
What?
pretty big defeat.
The only week I wasn't here was last week.
Yeah, well, last week you scored same amount of points as this week, so comments?
Yeah, and I'm here. I mean, my team has fallen off a cliff to things out of my control. But I mean,
Bro,
fantasy
Elmo,
football is
dude.
volatile. Anything can happen.
Oh,
I think I could still make the playoffs, but
yeah, okay.
not likely. But it could easily happen. So
Okay.
I'm optimistic. I'm
All
like,
right.
cheese.
Yeah.
Who
All right.
is in
Well,
the
I'm glad
question?
you're not in the cheese level yet. So basically, the only person that thinks they're on the beach right now is Cheese. Everyone else sounds pretty confident, like they still have a chance. That's good to
Cheese
see.
has
Yeah,
a
I
chance.
mean, I've had
Considering Pook a
absolutely,
few weeks ago was saying he was on the beach, but
I've had absolutely nothing go for me. I've not faced any weak teams. I've not had any of my players pop off. My players
okay.
are playing at worst. It's just nothing's going for me. I'm
Okay.
30
I've
points
scored
Cheese,
away.
lower than
if-
75 3 weeks in a row.
I'm
This
lower.
is your week.
I'm almost
I'm
at.
starting
I'm almost
Ty
at.
Get out my
Johnson,
level, Cheese.
okay?
I'm almost at the most
Ty
points
Johnson.
against. I'm 30 points away from challenging slabs.
Okay, yeah, right.
So, yeah, I play Ernie. He scores 170, and then Ernie gets 70 this week.
I mean, I
Um,
scored Ernie, or I played Ernie 2 weeks ago on the bye, and his team popped off for
I'm never
130,
winning
and
again.
the last
I'm
2
none
weeks
of
were
you
literally
can say
70.
anything about that.
2
None
and
of you can
12.
say anything about
It
that. I put
happens to
150
everyone, is my point,
I
at some
put
point in the year.
156 points down against Bill, and he
Yeah, it
put up
happened to me 3 weeks in a
207. So
row.
you can't
Okay.
even like talk about.
All right. Well, looking at the
7-2.
standings real quick, like we said, Hunter at the top spot still 8-1. Bill still stays one game back. Then we have Matt, Zombie, myself, all at 5-4, and then look at this pile of mess that is at 4-5. We have Pussy, Pook, Zach, Ernie, and Tyler all at 4-5. Right now, if the playoffs started today, Pook would get in as the final seed, and Pussy would be in as the 6th seed. But there is still plenty of weeks left to sort it all out. But it is going to be a muddled, tight mess. There's going to be a bunch of huge matchups in these next few weeks between 4-5s and 5-4 teams. So anything can happen still. And then, like I said, even slaps with 4-5 being a playoff spot right now. Only 2 games back. Cheese only 2 games back of a possible playoff spot if they can keep stacking up wins or get back on the winning track for Cheese's sake. So
I want
we'll
to bring
see,
people down
see
with
what
me.
happens. Oh, okay. Well, I like that. I like that. Going over this week's matchups, we're going to speed run through these kind of. We have myself versus Zombie in a huge matchup this week, one of the biggest of the week, as we are both 5-4. Neither of us want to lose this and fall back into that pack of 4-5s because some of those 4-5 teams will win. So it's a pretty big week to stay above them. Right now, projected for about a 4-point victory, 125-129. Obviously, some key things. He has Josh Allen against the Jets and Diggs against the Jets. I've had to face Josh Allen now 3 times this year as he's been traded to 2 different teams that I've had to face. And of course, he has a great matchup, and they had a horrible week last week. So I expect Josh Allen to pop off with Diggs. It's going to be tough to overcome those points that they're probably going to get. Plus, now he has Cooper Kupp, which is going to be good. The only thing that could save me is maybe his wide receivers or his running backs do horrible. Last year I faced Zombie in the playoffs and his running backs were pretty shit, yet they both somehow managed to get touchdowns. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this year. And he doesn't have Jamar Chase as he's on a bye, which is a plus for me that could help me. On my side, I have Stafford as long as he plays. Hopefully McCaffrey can get more of the workload this week now, his second week back. I get DK back from bye. CD against Atlanta could be decent. Devontae Smith had a big game last week. Hopefully Mark Andrews can step it up and have a pop-off week after his disappointing week last week against Miami. And the Bills against the Jets. So hopefully the Bills defense gets a bunch of touchdowns on defense where the offense doesn't have to be on the field that much and minimize the points that they get. That's about my only hope. I am going to pick myself, but I do think it will be a high-scoring, close game. but hopefully I can pull it out. Let's see, Zach, who's winning this week?
Zombie.
Zombie. Okay. Let's see here. Cheese.
Golfer is winning.
Okay. Tyler.
Golfer.
Okay. Pook.
Golfer.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Slaps.
Over.
Okay. Let's see. Zombie.
I think it's gonna be a close game, but I am gonna pick myself. I
Okay.
think Josh Allen's gonna pop off again after being embarrassed by Urban Meyer.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely the part of the lineup I'm worried about is those two Buffalo guys stacking up a ton of points. All right, moving on to the next matchup, we have Pussy versus Pook in another big battle, as both these teams are 4 and 5. Both currently have the 6 and 7 seeds, so one of them will most likely be falling out of the playoffs, the loser, because one of those other 4 and 5s will probably win. But it's a big week. Pook projected to win right now 118 to 113. We were hearing all about from Pussy that he had some special announcements, and apparently he decided not to show up to make those announcements, so they must not have been that special. Pussy has a lot of question marks, but he has Russell Wilson possibly coming back, should be playing off of IR as that finger has healed rapidly. Damian Harris, Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Allen, Goddard, and Claypool as long as he plays. So he does have some question marks with some injuries. We'll see what happens with those. On Pook's side, he's got Jalen Hurts against Denver, Swift back in there now, Jerry Jeudy, Mark Ingram. Is Kamara not going to play this week, Pook?
I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, we'll see. If he doesn't play, then he's got Ingram. He's going to slot in there Judy, Waddle, Kelsey, Michael Carter, who's been up and coming, and the Bucks against Washington should be pretty decent. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I think that Pussy actually pulls this win off. His team has been slack in the past few weeks, but I think some of his players are due for some big performances. So I think in another high-scoring type game, I think he's going to pull this one out slightly. Zach.
Pook by a mile.
Pook by a mile, okay. Cheese.
We'll win with Mike White.
Who will win? Sorry.
Pook.
Pook will win, okay.
With hero Mike White.
Hero Mike White.
Hey, Mike White. Speaking of Mike White.
Yeah, speaking of Mike White, when those props come out, I will let you know. They usually come out on Fridays. Tyler.
Going with Pook.
Pook, okay. Pook, are you going to win this one against Pussy? I mean, he's not here to talk shit to you, surprisingly, so
If
maybe he
I
thinks he's going to
don't
lose.
if I don't win by 30, this will be a disappointment.
Wow, so you're predicting a rape of Pussy. Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Slaps.
Pook.
Okay, everyone. Wait, no one's picked Pussy yet, have they?
Yeah,
Besides
someone
me?
You have.
Yeah, just me. Okay. And Zombie.
I'm picking Pussy. Fuck
I
Pook.
knew that was coming. Zombie never picks Pook for anything. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Moving on to the next one. Another decent matchup here as can Cheese finally get off the slide against Zach, as neither of them have decided to start anybody yet. So wait, is this going to be a thing where you guys?
No,
Are
no,
we
I'll
doing
put-
another edition where
No,
Zach
no, no,
starts
I'll
Michael
put my
Thomas
roster
and you
in.
start
No,
Marshawn
no.
Lynch in the
Are-
flex?
Are you afraid? You afraid,
I'll
Chief?
put my roster in.
Oh, okay.
You afraid?
All right. Well,
I already know I'm gonna lose.
looking
It's gonna be
at.
funny when Zach loses a tiebreak at the end of the year for the playoffs by like 10 points.
I mean,
That
He
is-
does this every week.
Jeez, theoretically you should do it because you don't have another running back.
I
So
will.
Here,
you could
okay.
go. You
Single
could go.
game.
Yeah,
by
see,
Mac
Zach
Mac
wanted to do it
Lynch.
last week because he
No,
knew he was at a
refresh,
disadvantage.
refresh.
This week, I don't think he wants to do it because he thinks he has the better
I
team.
will play every
Jeez.
single week with Michael Thomas.
Oh, okay, wow. All right, well, let's see. All right, so
I don't
Patrick
have a-
Mahomes,
I don't have another
Gaskin.
running back.
You don't have another running back. What
Yeah,
happened to
exactly,
your other
so
running
why don't-
backs?
why
Nick
don't-
Oh, they're
Chubb
on
got
bye.
COVID.
They're
Why
on
don't
bye.
you
You're
do it
And
ugly.
Nick Chubb
with
got COVID.
Zach then. Why don't you do it with Zach? You
So
put
what
in
are you gonna
Lynch.
do then?
He'll put in Michael Thomas.
Who are
I
you
don't
picking
know.
up?
I could get what's his face? Ahmed
He's
on
on-
Miami.
Oh,
Just farm
God.
Miami points.
Well, I'm surprised you don't already have him picked up. Why are you telling people who you're gonna pick?
Because he
Oh,
sucks.
Like, go out and get
no
him.
one's gonna willingly
Edmonds
pick him
out.
up.
Edmonds is out for him. Just start Lynch and who'll start Edmonds, or I don't know if you.
Yeah.
I don't think Zach's gonna do that and help you. But I mean, Zach, you want to start Michael
As
Thomas? You
I
want to do
said.
another?
As I said.
Yeah.
No, here we go. I'm doing a move right
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Jeez.
All right.
I just
all right.
added my man.
All right.
So
This is a
you're not
shit.
getting him.
This unlike
now. All right,
this
I got-
unlike
I
the
got
previous
Le'Veon Bell.
games.
Le'Veon Bell is my
Oh,
other running
Jesus
back. That's all
Christ.
that's
Oh,
left.
Unlike the
my
first two matchups, this will be a low scoring affair, but I think Zach pulls out a win. Cheese is defeated mindset, defeated team, defeated overall. He's gonna probably lose 8 straight. I'm gonna take Zach in like 100 to like 80.
Could you
point game.
refresh this, please?
Oh my god.
I want to point something out. Cheese has
Yes.
all his players in full roster and everything, and he
Yes.
only has a 93% chance to win.
Yeah, okay.
My Michael Thomas gives me a 7%
uh,
chance, and
His
I'm
lineup could
rolling
go
with it.
negative.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna win then, Zach, or?
I'm taking myself. GG Cheese, you won.
Okay. All right. So Cheese, after
taking
all
Zach.
this, oh, you're taking Zach. Wow. So we have gotten to
I
the
mean,
point
on-
where we don't even take ourselves. Wow. That's how
Well,
down
on-
bad we are.
On paper, it's
Yes.
not the worst team on. It's on paper,
Uh-huh.
with everybody
On paper, it's the worst team in the league.
No, if you substitute in Chubb and Saquon, on
Okay,
paper
well,
it's
Chubb
okay.
They're
and
not in
Saquon
there.
aren't fucking playing.
Yeah,
so
so-
I mean, but everyone,
on paper
Mahomes
it's
is
weak.
projected for 20. He's gonna get 5 points. Gaston will get 2 points. Le'Veon will get 0.5 points.
Okay, so
Moore will
you're
get
so
1
you're
point.
taking my record from me for the
0.5.
Yeah, I'm
for the
breaking
least
the
amount
record.
of points. Nice. I
Yeah.
like that. Let's
That's
go.
a record I want
Let's
to see
go.
broken.
I hope so. Alright.
Nothing ever goes for me. Even if I score a lot of points, Zach's team will pop off and score more points.
Jesus.
Either way.
Okay, jeez. Well, you're down in the dumps.
Zach-
You had
I
a
feel
good start
bad
to
for
the
this
year.
guy.
All
I
right,
hope I
Tyler,
don't
who's
send him
winning?
into the grave.
I'm
You
gonna
will.
go with
Oh, you're already there.
Cheese because he's been complaining so much. I think
Wow.
Tyler, what?
Against his boy Zach again. Wow. First he
That's
predicted him
crazy.
not to make the playoffs, now he predicted him to lose to Cheese? Wow. Okay.
I see how it is.
Pook?
I think it will be a tie. Neither team
Wow.
will put over 100,
Let's go.
Wow.
every
That would be a
69,
win for
69
Cheese at
top.
this point.
and everyone this week is gonna be asking why they couldn't play either of these
Ooh.
teams.
Okay, wow. Strong words there. Slaps. Slaps.
Sorry, apologies, I was on mute. I'm gonna go Zach.
Okay. And Zombie.
Smart lad.
I'm gonna go with Cheese just so you can stop crying.
Mm. It's going to be funny if Cheese somehow pulls this victory out, and then next
I
week
won't.
we're going to have the show, and he's going to sound like so optimistic now, thinking
No,
he's
I
got
won't.
a chance because a couple of his
I
players
don't
are
have
going
a
to turn
chance.
around. He's just watch. If he somehow wins this week, next week it's
If I
gonna,
win, I'm still not
gonna
gonna make
be
the
tough.
playoffs.
Okay, all right. Well,
What
we'll
if you
see.
drop 150?
Okay, yeah. And then you get some of your players back in, like
That's
Barkley
literally
and
never
Chubb.
gonna happen.
I dropped
mean,
150 once in the beginning of
okay.
the year, and then everyone else is like, nah, I'm not
I'll
gonna do it
bet.
again.
I'll
Okay.
bet $15 that Cheese doesn't even come near 150.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, moving on to the next
Wow.
matchup. We have Ernie, who has made some strong statements before this matchup in the group chat about how he's taking down Hunter. Hunter 8-1, Ernie 4-5. So it's a big week for Ernie. He needs to somehow pull off this win to get him to 5-5. Hunter projected for 141 points according to ESPN. Ernie with a respectable 126.9, but Hunter's team is looking deadly. Prescott, Najee Harris, James Conner, who's now the #1 guy with Edmonds out. Tyreek Hill, Godwin, Noah Fant, who's back off of the the COVID, and Leonard Fournette and his flex. 3 stud running backs is a value to have to go along with Hill and Godwin. It's pretty dangerous. On Ernie's side, he's got Rodgers, assuming he plays, Elliott, Dearness Johnson now with Chubb. That could be a big thing for Ernie, putting him in there. Jefferson, Mike Williams, Pitts, and Hunter Renfrow, and the Steelers against Detroit is a decent. Although I think Ernie's team will put up about 120, I think he finally breaks the last 2 weeks of shit performances and has a good week. I just don't think it's good enough because I think Hunter's team is too strong with those running backs. I mean, he's gonna need fucking some injuries from Hunter's team during the game or something to hurt Hunter. I think Hunter's too strong. I'm gonna take Hunter.
Look
Zach.
who it is.
Wow, look who it is.
I will be taking a tie in
Hello.
this one, but I
A
would love
tie,
to hear
okay.
Pusa's comments.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
I'm-
we're not on
I'm c-
Pussy's. Wait, did
Alright.
we? Yeah, we already did Pussy's matchup. But all right, Pussy. Pook
I
projected
want to hear
you.
his speech.
Yeah, Pook projected you to get raped by him by like 30 points. So I'm sure you have a different of opinion in your matchup this week.
I think I'm gonna be making some deals.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
Some trades. So you're
I'm
not
gonna
done yet.
improve my team.
Fire up
Okay.
the ad.
And I would just like to say,
Okay.
whoa, is that you speaking there, buddy? That just lives on your fucking numbers too? Shut
Oh.
your fucking mouth up.
Oh.
I'll make all my trades purely based off of some
Oh.
fucking app.
That's complete bullshit. That is complete bullshit. Because anytime
Yeah.
somebody makes a trade, you literally say, "Well, I have this guy ranked higher than this guy, so such and such wins this trade."
Okay.
That
Don't-
is kind of
don't-
Well,
true.
everyone
you
has everyone ranked in some way. What? What is
you
that
have
supposed
Hopkins
to be?
ranked as one of the
You
best
literally
players
have
in
a
the league.
spreadsheet of your projections. So don't just try and say
Yeah.
that I'm the only one that uses numbers.
You never did release your top 20.
Ooh.
I did.
Bro.
I released
Your
like the top something, 15 or
No,
20 or
you never.
something.
I don't think you ever did.
Okay. All right. So
I
you're gonna
released-
win
I
after the
released
trades.
ten.
Is that what you're
I'm going to
saying?
win. I'm going to win, and I would also like to say Cook
Yes.
needs to stop trying to trade for Keenan Allen. And he's also
Oh.
going to be off my roster here in about 10 minutes.
Oh, well, then he can just
Oh.
go and try to trade for him to whoever you
Yeah.
ship him to.
He's not going to Pook. I
Who's
can
a
tell you that right
goon?
now.
Well, how do you know? Because if you trade him to someone else, then maybe Pook slides in and gets him from that person.
We might have a live trade.
Live
I'm
trade.
not sure.
Okay, interesting. Do you want to DM me your predictions for the playoffs and stuff since we already did that
Could I
part?
do that in the morning? Because I've
I
been busy and
guess.
shit.
I guess. All right. Well, good luck with your trades, Pussy, and good luck winning this week.
You know, maybe I'll even make a trade with the commissioner.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay. Well, my office is open, so you can send away. Unlike some people in here, I don't get fed up with your numbers and your trade valuation things. So you can
Oh, thank you.
You
thank
can
The-
send-
the guy.
God.
you can
just
send
for reference,
whatever
the
you
guy
want.
that I'm trying to trade with.
Yes.
You guys probably know who this is. He told me he said he's gonna have to see my numbers before he accepts the trade.
Yes. A lot of people want to see your numbers. I don't care about your numbers. If I like the trade myself, I'll do the trade. But anyways, all right. Moving on. Which one are we on here?
I didn't get to say my Hunter.
Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah,
Yeah,
Zach.
he's a god
Who
team.
did Zach pick? Zach, who did you pick in this?
Ty.
Oh yeah, Ty. Okay. Cheese.
Hunter's team's amazing. I think you should try to get bear tight ends. He obviously has the resources to do it.
Okay.
Because Noah Fant is
Hunter
like the-
trading.
Yeah, he won't do it, but Noah Fant, he could easily get away bear tight end with.
I'm pretty sure I offered Kelsey to him and he said he didn't want him. So.
Well, that's
what did you
okay.
ask for? I mean, you can
Uh,
say you
so-
offered him, but you saying you offered a player doesn't mean shit because we
No, I
all
think-
from
I think it
trading with
was
you, you
Fant-
want half the
I
team.
think it was Fant, Fournette, and Brown for Carter and Kelsey. I can't remember though.
Okay, I don't know.
Well-
Anyways, who's winning, Cheese?
Yeah, Hunter is gonna kill him. And in other
Kill him.
news,
Wow.
LeBron James quote tweeted a video of Rittenhouse crying and called him a bitch. That's funny.
Ooh, you love to see LeBron getting political like always. All right, Tyler.
I'm picking Ernie because James Conner, after weeks of vulturing points from Chase Edmonds and Kyler Murray, now that he's the guy, he's going to get vultured nonstop by Kyler Murray and bumfuck tight ends.
Ooh,
It's going to be
okay.
karma.
Oh, you mean
James Conner's
Benjamin?
going to shit the bed.
Okay.
True.
Wow. So you're taking Ernie. Wow, that's
I
surprising.
fucking hate James Conner.
Lol.
Hate that guy.
Let's see.
Start a
Pook.
club, Tyler.
I think Hunter's gonna win, and it's not gonna be close.
I would tend to agree. Slaps.
I'm gonna go with Hunter on this one.
Okay.
Ernie is getting bent over and
Mm.
spanked rotten.
Wow. Okay. Zombie.
I have faith in my boy Ernesto. now that he's got the Ernest as his second running back.
So you're saying Ernie's gonna win?
Yeah.
Is that just hope that you're hoping Hunter loses, or you actually think he's
Yes.
gonna win? Okay. Okay. All right, moving on to the next one.
Oh, so I don't get to pick that
Oh,
game?
I
for
thought
this,
I didn't know you
or-
were still here. Okay, go ahead.
First off, I want to say, because I didn't get to comment on this, what an absolute rape of a trade earlier.
Okay.
What
By
in
who?
God's name was that? I didn't even get to
Wait,
vote.
rape for
I
who?
looked at the Slaps completely raped him.
Wow. Okay, so you're
Like
saying
no lube, no
Slaps
condom.
raped
I mean, like
Zombie. Okay.
that might be the biggest rape of the year.
Oh,
And I've had
Buddy,
some
you
rape.
Is that
just
what your
traded
numbers
Chubb
say
for
too, or-
Fucking Claypool.
Yeah, the numbers said that. I posted the numbers.
oh, okay.
I've never
Wow.
seen 7 in this league.
Yes. 7. Okay. Here we go.
Jesus.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
7% is a
Oh.
lot.
Okay.
7%.
Interesting. Okay. Did you want to make your announcement that you had as well while we have the
I
floor?
sent that to you via DM. I'll just read what I.
Oh, you want me to read it? I'll gladly read it.
Yeah. Yep. You can read that.
Okay. Public statement is that my season is not over, and after the season, I will be leading a charge to kick a certain member out. No need for names. We all know who it is.
And we will continue on with the show.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So strong accusations.
That's it. We
No,
waited all
there's
week
no
for
comment.
that.
No comments. No
we
questions.
waited all
Fortunately,
week
there
for
is
that.
No
comments.
questions.
We don't.
comments.
That. You're wanting
No
to.
comments or no questions. We move on with the show.
Okay,
No,
can
we
I?
don't move
I would
on
like to
because that
ask
was
you
the
a question.
weakest
Hold on.
statement
I would
ever.
like to ask you a question because we touched on
Yes.
this. You have now lost to Slaps and Hunter in back-to-back
Correct.
weeks,
And I
you
have
play
said in the
Ernie,
past.
and you play Ernie next week. If you lose to him, that would be losing to Hunter, Ernie, and Slaps. 3 people that I'm sure
Good
you have said in the
God.
past that you are way better in fantasy, including with your numbers.
In which I am.
So,
Which I am.
so what? Okay, I'd understand if you lose to one of them as a fluke, but all 3 of them you lose to them. That doesn't seem like you're better.
Now, I don't think we're putting much into the fact that I lost my best player.
Okay, did you
Yes.
lose your best player against fucking Hunter?
Yeah,
Pusa, I'll
Yes.
give you Aaron.
Yes, I didn't
give
have
you,
my
he
best
didn't
player
have.
against
He had his best player against Slaps.
I'll give you
And he
Mixon for
got
Jonathan
hurt.
Wilson.
Yeah,
He
Straight
only
up.
had 6 points that
Yes,
game.
that is true. Okay, so you're saying you lost your best player, but that just tells me that the gap wasn't that wide between them and you. Then, if you lose
I
your
mean,
best
when you
player
have
and
King
can't
Henry
recover.
who drops 35 points
Uh,
a fucking week like it's nobody's business.
Okay, all right, that's fair point. Fair point. But
This needs to be
so
addressed.
basically, you're saying.
needs to be
Wait.
addressed.
So basically,
I'm
just to clarify, if you lose to Ernie next week and have lost to all 3 of them, you will not be committing fantasy suicide. That was basically what I was going to ask you.
Correct. That's probably more of an over-exaggeration. I was more trying to get a laugh for the viewers out there that, constantly watch this show. But,
Okay. Okay.
Which is just Ernie. Ernie, we know you're
and
watching.
Bill.
And Bill, yeah, Bill
Yeah.
watch it.
All right,
Matt,
all right.
if you're
Go
tuning
ahead.
in-
Slaps. Go ahead, Slaps. Comment on
Ernie,
what
if you're
you.
watching your
Just
bitch.
to start off with, right?
Yes.
He's made a comment saying that he's gonna put a petition together
Hold
to
on.
kick me from the league, right?
Oh,
Hold
it's
on,
you?
hold on, hold
I
on.
thought he was
hold
talking
on.
about Hunter because Hunter's looking
Whoa.
too good and making him
Slaps,
look
why
bad.
Oh,
would
I
it
thought it
ever
was
be
me.
you? Why
Oh.
would it be ever? Why would it ever be you?
Oh, because I always thought you said I was shit at fantasy.
I
And you
think
wanted
we
me out,
all
but-
know who it is.
Oh right, okay.
Why
is
would it
Hunter
ever
then?
be you,
Okay, that's
Slash?
fine. No, sorry, I thought it was Hunter.
Wait, who is it?
Sorry, I thought it was me. but
Yeah, I really don't know, to be honest.
The
Why
person
didn't you
will
say
remain
who
I
it
thought it was
anonymous.
Slaps. I mean, I don't want to do that.
No,
but that's
no.
what I thought Pusa wanted.
Why would it be Slaps?
Is it Ernie?
Listen,
Because he
I'm
never
gonna
shows
keep
up.
it real. Hunter
Oh,
just,
it's Hunter.
Can
He
we
thinks he's
just-
using a bot.
I'm gonna keep it
Jesus.
real.
Move along,
Hunter
move
literally
along.
just picked random players in the draft and they've turned out good.
Yeah,
For
well,
him.
that's part of the
Basically.
draft. is
Or
you
maybe
No
you
one
had
has-
it
some players that
good.
people
No
think
one
are
was-
to be good.
no
Listen to the
one-
show
No
here.
one thought
Let's
his
move
team
along.
was that
Move
great
along.
when we
Here
all
we go.
picked up
Here we go.
Reason
Next
Miller,
game.
Yes,
so-
because Leonard Fournette wasn't a lead back. He was in like some kind of weird.
Didn't he trade
committee.
for Fournette?
No, I think
Yeah, he did. He
did.
traded.
Oh,
He
he
traded
did.
for Fournette. Yeah,
And
100%.
all
His
he
team
was
was
running
That's a
he
great
didn't
trade.
draft terribly, but he didn't draft great.
That was a great trade then on his part to get him.
Things have worked out
but
for him really well.
It has. No. I've said from the start this year that
Yeah,
he has
traded,
had he has had little to no adversity, as you could call it, or injury issues. His team has been there, been performing each week, has depth. Like, he has not had to deal with any problems like a lot of us have had to do. He hasn't had to
If
deal with
we-
IR people. He hasn't had to deal with too many issues. Dak Prescott being out the other week was his first issue that he had to deal with,
I know.
and it wasn't even really that bad because he had Joe Burrow that he just
Alright,
put
if
in
we
his
look
place.
At the
So
Learn Fournette trade tree, he was drafted 8th round by FBI Hunting 1. Who is FBI Hunting
that's
1?
Bill. So Bill
Bill.
traded him.
Bill then traded him along
To
with
me.
Mike Davis and Tyler Lockett for Devontae Freeman, Jamar Chase, and Joe Mixon.
To me.
Jesus, what
Yeah.
a rape that was.
Wow.
And then Fournette was traded along with Courtland Sutton from Slaps to Hunter for Austin Hooper and Miles Sanders.
Yikes.
What a rape that
That's
was.
a rape as well. Whew. Oh
Yeah,
my
that was a
God.
bad one.
So
But
see,
that, I
look,
traded Fournette.
You-
I traded Fournette when he was like,
yes,
when he
of
wasn't
course.
doing anything.
Besides that,
But
Hunter
that's
has
what
really,
happens. See, that's
really
the thing
drafted
though
the
with
entire rest of
Hunter.
his team.
I mean, listen, you can say he hasn't had to do much, which is true. He hasn't had to make any tough decisions. I mean, his toughest decision is who he should play each week. But at the same time, his one trade he made was a very good trade for him. It's turned out
He's
to be a good
Hollywood
trade.
Brown on the bench.
Yeah,
and
he's
the
got an
sixth best wide
embarrassment of
receiver.
riches. That's what I
Jesus
said.
Christ.
His only issue is figuring out which people to start. So, but as it's been pointed out, when you get to the end of the year and you get to the playoff time, you got to start the right guys, because that 1 week you lose, you're out. So if he starts the wrong people, come the playoff, he'll be out. So he's got to make sure he starts the right ones. And with Hunter, you never know. So I mean,
Well,
he
I would
he
also
left a
like
guy that
to,
scored 40 last week on his bench. So I mean, it can happen. When I beat him, I only beat him because he started the wrong player. That he left. I think it was. He had like a 20-some point player. I don't remember which one. It was Hollywood Brown. Yeah, he left Hollywood Brown on his bench the week he played me, and he started Sutton in his flex. And if he would have flipped him, I would have lost. So he would be undefeated right now. So that's all I'm saying. When it gets to the playoffs, he could have a situation like that where that one mistake cost him, and that's the problem. That's the only downfall of having so many good players.
One thing I would like to point out in between my matchup with Cheese is that we both have 3 Thursday night players. So
Ladies
That's
and gentlemen, we
dangerous.
have a live trade
Oh,
to
God.
vote on.
Okay,
Jesus.
let's see this.
What the fuck?
Shut up. Devontae
Keenan
Freeman.
Allen and Devontae Freeman for Emmanuel Sanders and Daryl Henderson.
Okay, Pusa just got great
Okay.
trade. Slaps.
That
Okay.
is
Yeah,
an
that's actually a
interesting
good
one.
trade. I like that trade.
Slaps got the better end of that by far. GG.
I
Pusa,
approve.
you
No.
approve.
I don't know. I think it's.
I think
pretty-
Henderson's more
I,
valuable
again,
than Allen,
Tyler.
personally.
I think
I-
Henderson's
I-
a lot better than.
Yeah, but Slaps'
Okay,
issue
okay,
is he can't afford to
this
lose,
is-
right?
this
Yeah,
He
is
it's,
has
just
to
it's,
buy.
pathetic.
it's to do bye weeks. It's to do bye weeks.
Yeah,
know
I
it's a-
mean, I get
know
like
it's a-
he can't
this-
afford to lose.
Golfer, how is
basically.
this gonna stand?
What are you
Just-
talking
just-
about? They're
you
just talking
vote,
about
you
the
don't,
trade.
You vote. You vote.
Veto,
Jesus.
veto.
Okay,
agree.
hold on.
No,
One at a time,
Slaps-
so I can count them,
Slaps won.
please. Zach, you're vetoing.
Well, I don't want to go first.
Jesus. All right. So Cheese.
I approve.
There's
Mhm.
1-1-0. Tyler.
Prove.
2-0.
Jesus.
Pook.
I know Pusa's getting the
Approve.
better end because he can afford to have
3-0.
Darrell Henderson.
Slaps, you're
but-
obviously approving.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, at 4-0. Zombie.
Prove.
All right, 5-0. Pussy would be
Jesus.
6.
I
I would be
think Slaps
7.
got the better end.
All right, so
Oh, it's
GG's
Keenan Allen,
on
so that's why you
that.
think that he's a Charger.
No, but
Slaps.
Slaps.
What do you want for Keenan Allen?
Oh, God.
Slaps.
Enter my DM, Slaps. I want Keenan.
Slaps has Cook and Patterson, so like you just added another
Slaps,
wide
Slaps,
receiver.
get ready for Michael
Yeah, he
Carter.
doesn't necessarily
Whereas-
need him, so
Matt
that's
Whereas-
good.
Carter.
Pussy
You're
can't
gonna
afford
be a
to
fan of
lose
Pussy.
either, but he has a bye next week.
Yeah.
Henderson has a bye next week.
Yep.
Pusa can afford to lose more than I can.
All right, well,
That's
let's
why.
finish with these last two
Play Ernie
games.
next week, I think, anyway. So.
All right, next game we have Slaps versus Tyler. Slaps, put
Let
your
me
players in
change
real
my
quick.
team up, yeah.
I didn't even pick, and I'm gonna pick Hunter.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll with this. See what happens tomorrow night.
Who are your 3
Zach,
players?
how you been? How's the
Let's see.
reffing going?
It's either gonna be Tua,
Wait, does Zach-
Gesicki, and the Dolphins defense.
Did you put him in?
Zach, would you like
And
Kirk
Ahmed.
Cousins?
Who's a check in?
Yeah, Zach
I'm
put his
gonna
team in.
go with my boy Tim Patrick again. Let's go
I'm in a game,
Broncos.
Zombie. I'm trying to get this 90 points, whatever. I got 4 games to play.
Okay,
I'll
the
be
show is
guy.
still going on. We have a whole segment to do. This is almost a 2-hour
I'm
show.
waiting on him to
So-
fucking put this shit in. All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
send-
All right, so 121 to 110. Obviously, after Slaps that trade, Herbert against Minnesota, he now has Keenan Allen, so he could get the double points there. He's going to start Tim Patrick in the flex. On Tyler's side, he's got Kyler Murray against Carolina. Can Kyler Murray play, and can he play well is the question. Josh Jacobs, who he newly acquired, Singletary, Cole Beasley, so the Buffalo guys, and Zach Moss. So he's starting both Buffalo running backs, like he said, one in the flex and one in the RB spot. I don't know about that. I once had both Buffalo running backs. They either both do nothing, one does something. I've never seen them both do really good. So I am going to take Slaps in this one. I think he continues his winning streak and keeps himself alive. And I don't know if I think Tyler will score more than 70 points, but I don't think he cracks 100. Zach.
Who's playing? Hunter and who?
Tyler.
Slaps and
I
who?
just said it.
Tyler and Slaps?
Yes.
Ty.
Okay. Cheese.
Yeah, Slaps is gonna win very easily.
Also refresh the stream.
What?
Zach, shut up.
You can't see the screen.
Slaps is gonna win.
No, I cannot.
I don't think the Buffalo boys do anything really.
What about now?
Oh shit, I'm looking at the wrong
Zach,
place,
what is your
that's
issue?
He said the stream is
Is
not
it?
working.
It works perfectly fine.
Okay, then it's
What
on
is
Zach.
happening?
All right. So Cheese, who are you taking?
Grandma's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Slaps is winning. Buffalo
Okay.
boys ain't doing shit.
All right, Tyler, are you beating Slaps or?
I think I have a better chance than most people think. I think
Okay.
the Bills could have like 4 rushing touchdowns in the game. If they're
Okay.
louder.
Yeah, Josh
They're playing
Allen,
the
Josh
fucking
Allen, and
Jets.
Josh Allen.
Oh, and they
The
played
Jets'
the
defense
Jags
is
last week. How'd that
awful.
go?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck
I don't
Jags
know.
the Pook.
I
The
mean,
question is, are they
you-
both gonna have touchdowns, or is just one?
You guys really think the Bills' offense is trash just because of 1 week?
No, they're good. They
I
just
mean, the
can't
fucking
run the
Jags
ball.
are
They
terrible.
just never try to
Or-
run the ball. That's the
No,
problem.
yeah, but
Jags
they're
are
not.
The
They
Jags
couldn't
defense
fucking
this year
score a
has been,
touchdown
like,
on the fucking Jags.
Pusa,
on
you're
the
so
bottom
annoying. You
5.
come in here saying you have an
They
announcement
cannot
to
run the
make. You're
ball for
hyping up
shit.
all week.
Hey,
basically say
motherfucker,
nothing.
you pick
Shut up. Your
games
numbers are
based off
trash. You
personal
point
relationships. Don't
out-
call me
you-
fucking
you
annoying.
How much money from your carpet job do you pay to that app? Like 20
At least it's
Oh,
a fucking card page. You
Jesus.
get free golf instead of fucking filing people's fucking social
Jesus.
security shit. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
Rein
remember
it
that when
in.
I see your
All right,
crap in the mail.
Cheese, you're taking Slaps. Tyler, you're taking yourself, right? Anything else you want to say besides the fact that you think the Buffalo running backs will have 4 touchdowns?
I said they could,
Oh,
which
okay,
is why
good.
I have a chance to win if they pop off.
Okay.
So good.
Gotcha. Pook.
We will see another week with Tyler under 80 points.
Ooh, under 80. Okay.
Oh, wow. You said it. Not me.
Follow his numbers.
So
boys.
Slaps is winning then. All right.
Yep.
Zombie.
I didn't realize Slaps has a lot of my team from the beginning of the year.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Better than your team.
Oh.
Okay,
Jeez,
good.
you're doing something. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm just here to rip on other people.
Sounds like I
What-
like it. I like it.
How the fuck am I annoying? And this motherfucker just comes at people like it's nobody's
Shut
fucking
up.
Oh
business.
my
Shut
God,
up.
you
You're
pussy,
all
shut
talk. You're like a
up.
little chihuahua. You're all bark and no bite, little ass.
No shot. You're saying people are coming
It
at
says the kid with fucking glasses and lives at his grandma's house. I mean,
Wow,
good
you just came
God.
at him. You were just complaining about
that's
cheese
he
coming
He
at
just said-
people.
He just said I had no.
Do the
I'm all
same
bark,
thing.
no bite. Get the hell out of
What
here.
you are.
You're like a chihuahua.
Well, you try to act like you don't ever bite people, so you just did though. All
You're
right.
like a
Let me get
chihuahua.
Ashley Guggs in here. She'll rank me.
Oh.
I'm not dealing with that.
Uh,
Okay, on that
Okay.
note, I'm
So-
going with Craig.
Okay. Pussy.
After Tyler's comment earlier about my numbers, get the
Wow,
fuck
so
out
now
of
you're
here. I'm
bringing
taking
up
slaps to the
the
bank.
Wow, so you're
matchup.
picking slaps just because you don't like Tyler after his
Well,
comments.
and
Wow.
Tyler's team is god awful. I mean, have you taken a look at it?
Yeah, I wonder why you're saying that.
Okay.
Wonder
I mean, he's got the same record as you, pussy.
Pussy, you're
So.
the one that fucking offered me Claypool, you fucking dumb pussy.
All right, and slaps. Are you gonna get a third win in a row and keep your chances alive?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Nice.
My friend.
All right, moving on to the final matchup of the week, and it is a
Who's
big
the
one
one
in the
winning game all
standings.
season? Another one.
Bill at 7-2 versus Matt at 5-4. So this matchup should help some of the people below at 4 and 5 if Bill can pull off the victory. So they'll be rooting for Bill. At this point, all the 4 and 5 teams really just want Hunter and Bill to keep winning when they play the 4 and 5s or 5 and 4s because that just helps them. There's no chance they're probably going to catch Bill and Hunter unless they go on a massive losing streak. Matt right now projected to lose by about 12 points, 138 to 126. So Hunter was projected for 141, Bill projected for 138. So clearly their teams have been popping off. ESPN is projecting their players to do well, and that's why they're 1 and 2 right now, or 1 and 2 in the standings. Matt has Lamar after the big game last week, now against Miami. That's very good. That's on Thursday night. Then he's got Eckler, Javonte Williams, Mike Evans, Pittman, Cook, and Cooper in the flex in the Colts defense against Jacksonville. On Bill's side, he's got Tom Brady, Jonathan Taylor against Jacksonville, James Robinson if he plays against the Colts, so he's got both running backs in that game, Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, Kittle, Lockett, and the Titans defense who we acquired for that $13 this past week. I am going to go on a little bit of an upset here. I'm going to take Matt. I like some of his players and their matchups better this week. I think Bill is due for a little, like maybe 100, 110 points, and I think Matt is going to score more than that. So I'm going to take Matt in a kind of an upset. Zach?
I sent Matt a DM today inquiring about a trade, and
Oh.
he told me to send an offer.
He did or
But
didn't?
then he did.
Oh, okay. Wow,
But
that's
then I
progress.
realized it's just not gonna work out.
Okay.
Unlucky.
Shocker.
So you're taking Bill then off of that, or?
Not off of that.
Oh.
I was just
Zach and
commenting
Matt
that.
not working out. You couldn't have guessed it.
Pusa, we have a
Shocker.
better chance of making a trade than me and you.
Well, that's because you just have spite.
Oh.
You look
I
at
have
somebody's
no
name, and
spite.
if they
I
send
just
you an
wanna-
offer, that's a fucking decline.
I just want to see
Okay.
some numbers. If you pay for the app, why shouldn't we all get to use it?
Okay.
What? How does that make
All right,
any
so who are you
sense?
taking, Zach?
I am taking Bill.
Bill. Okay.
Oh my god.
Cheese.
So that Maryland
Um,
education.
I'll go with Bill. I didn't realize how good Tom Brady was this year.
Yeah?
So that's obviously an advantage.
Just now? You just now realized Tom Brady's good?
I didn't know he was the #1 quarterback in
Oh.
points.
He
Okay.
usually isn't this good in fantasy.
No,
That's
he's
what I'm
not.
saying. He's usually like,
Most
I think,
years.
But
top
I
10,
mean,
right?
the
Usually.
Bucks.
Is
He's
he,
just a whole
like-
new offense on the Bucks. He's
Well,
got
no,
weapons.
it's also because he's like dump off passes to Fournette's getting him points as well.
Yeah,
He's just scoring a lot with all those
yeah,
weapons.
I like Bill's team. You know,
Can't cover 'em
Adams,
all.
Woods, A. Taylor. Yeah, we'll go Bill.
All right. Tyler.
Going Bill by 15 points.
Wow. Okay. Poop.
Bill.
Bill. All right. Slaps.
I am also going to go for the upset with Matt.
Okay. Zombie.
Fuck Bill and his numbers. I'm picking him to lose.
My question is, does Bill actually have numbers, or has this whole time his numbers actually been Pete? Because I get some strange DMs from Pete lately about a lot of
Whoa, what
info in our
DMs?
league. I got a DM from today saying, "quote
Bring up on
How-
the stream. Bring up on the stream. Bring up on the stream.
Hold on."
Show us on the stream.
Jesus Christ.
He said
This is just sad. We're gonna have to watch
he
him dig
first
investigate
was
into
asking
this.
about Tyler's team name, which I don't know how he saw that unless Bill showed him the lineup. And then he said today, how are you guys going to allow Hunter and Bill to be the best 2 teams in the league? And so apparently Bill has been flexing over there to Pete, and probably because he keeps asking for Pete's opinion, maybe. But anyways,
How
maybe that's
sad.
what the numbers are.
Can we
That's just-
have a league vote to withdraw the
All the
winnings if
older
Bill
people in
wins?
this league stick together. That's what it is.
Considering
How
the
sad
fact
is
that he's
that?
getting
They're afraid of
outside
the
help on
youngins.
his
Pussy,
team.
maybe next
That's
year you
sad.
should ask Pete's opinion, considering how your season has gone compared to Bill's so far this year.
Well,
now that
that's-
you can DM Pete.
Hold on. We're not going to just start have this, narrative that I had a bad season. I had a guy go down.
It
that
is not
was
over yet.
delivering 30
A
points.
lot of people
week.
have had it.
Yeah, I mean, a
No
lot of people have had people go
excuses.
down. I've
No
had
excuses.
McCaffrey go
Yeah,
down.
no
What?
I had the
excuses.
number one fantasy
Everybody
player
has
go
Yeah,
down.
injuries.
overcome.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
He's only the number one. He could potentially only be the number one running back because
Yeah,
McCaffrey got hurt so
McCaffrey got
early.
hurt.
What? McCaffrey had a great first game of the year and was on
McCaffrey
pace to
is
be
not
number
better than
one.
Derrick
so-
Henry.
Okay,
Yes, he
in a
is.
PPR, I would beg to differ.
Derrick Henry catches
So-
way more or McCaffrey.
Yeah, I would beg to differ with that. So you can say he was number one at the time. That's fair, but don't act like you're the only person that has a star player go down on your team.
I mean, last year,
So-
Nick Chubb went down for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Cost my
Well, this year
season.
you've already
I mean,
traded him twice and then traded back for him once. So
Keep fucking
know-
crying. You sound like fucking cheese right now.
I mean, your season's not over. I didn't say it was
at
over.
least I
I'm
show up
just
to the
saying.
show then.
At least you're not
They're
7-2. All right.
Who's the DM? Dave
Slaps, you
Harris?
didn't even. I mean, you didn't even show up to this show until like an hour through.
I mean,
don't
I'm
wanna hear
busy.
it.
I got
I
shit
don't
to
wanna-
do.
All right, Zach. Who's
Oh, and
winning
I'm-
this matchup?
okay.
Bill and
Bill's winning.
Matt. Bill. Okay. Oh wait, we
Who's the
already.
DM? David
Who am I
Harris.
on? Who am I on? Slaps.
I've already voted Matt.
Okay. Zombie. Did I get you?
Yeah, it's a fuck Bill.
Okay. And Pussy.
I'm voting Bill.
Bill. Okay. All right. Well, good luck to everyone this week. Make sure you check your lineups for injury issues and concerns.